Nothing that I sent or received was marked classified, and nothing has been demonstrated to contradict that.
7 email chains concern matters that were classified at the top secret special access program at the time they were sent and received.
I thought it would be easier to carry just one device for my work and for my personal emails instead of 2.
Secretary Clinton used several different servers and administrators of those servers during her 4 years at the State Department. And she also used numerous mobile devices to send and to read email on that personal domain.
The system we used was set up for President Clinton's office, and it had numerous safeguards, and there were no security breaches.
It is possible that hostile actors gained access to Secretary Clinton's personal email account.
Did you try to wipe the whole server? You didn't answer the question.
I'm not, I have no idea. That's why we turned it over.
You were in charge of it. You were the official in charge. Did you wipe the server?
What, like with a cloth or something?
It's also likely that there are other work-related emails that they did not produce to State and that we did not find elsewhere and that are now gone because they deleted all emails they did not produce to State, and the lawyers then cleaned their devices in such a way as to preclude complete forensic recovery.
False exculpatory statements are gold in a courtroom. I would rather have a false exculpatory statement than a confession. I would rather have someone lie about something and it be provable that that is a lie, such as that I neither sent nor received classified information, such as that I turned over all of my work-related emails. All of that, to me, goes to the issue of intent. For those who may have to prosecute these cases in the future, what would she have had to do to warrant your recommendation of a prosecution? If all of that was not enough, because all of that's what she did, if all of that's not enough, I mean, surely you cannot be arguing that you have to have an intent to harm the United States to be subject to this prosecution. I mean, that's treason. That's not a violation of this statute.
No, I think we'd have to be able to prove beyond a reasonable doubt a general awareness of the unlawfulness of your conduct. You knew you were doing something you shouldn't do.
The way to prove that is whether or not someone took steps to conceal or destroy what they've done. That is the best evidence you have, that they knew it was wrong, that they lied about it.
As an example, it was announced this week that the highly respected 4-star general, James Cartwright, may be sentenced to up to 5 years in prison with a massive fine for lying on one occasion to the FBI. And he said he did that for national security reasons. Highly respected man, a 4-star general. This took place 2 days ago. How must he feel? Why is she allowed to run? The dishonest mainstream media is also part, and a major part, of this corruption. They're corrupt. They lie and fabricate stories to make a candidate that is not their preferred choice look as bad and even dangerous as possible. Over the last 2 days, 3 highly respected national polls said we're in first place. One of those pollsters was the most accurate poll on the last 2 cycles. But the media refuses to even say it or put that word out. They refuse to talk about it. They're trying desperately to suppress my vote and the voice of the American people.
map, we have her with 323 electoral votes. The two toss-ups that are remaining, I think, are Iowa and Ohio. And what's remarkable is if you would have told Republicans that you're going to win Ohio, you're even going to win Iowa, a state that President Obama won twice, I think they would be ecstatic. But the bad news is Florida, North Carolina, Wisconsin, Nevada, all of these other states are in poor shape. And there's kind of a soft underbelly of some traditionally Republican states that Trump is risking losing as well.
So, Lisa, given that, what is Donald Trump's path forward?
The ad doesn't say Hillary Clinton's going to win. You got to keep the Republican Senate, but that is the clear message. And the other reason it's significant is because the people who I've talked to at this group are hoping that this is a signal to Republican candidates, to other groups, like-minded groups who want to keep the Senate, that they believe Donald Trump is not going to win the White House, and it's time to turn the focus exclusively and overtly to the Senate and even the House.
The average of polls, the Special Report Index, and this is 8.6, the difference between the two candidates. Can Donald Trump make that up in the final 18 days? Again,
as an example of the power structure I'm fighting, AT&T is buying Time Warner and thus CNN, a deal we will not approve in my administration because it's too much concentration of power in the hands of too few. Comcast's purchase of NBC concentrates far too much power in one massive entity that is trying to tell the voters what to think and what to do. Deals like this destroy democracy. And we'll look at breaking that deal up and other deals like that. This should never, ever have been approved in the first place. They're trying to poison the mind of the American voter. Every woman lied when they came forward to hurt my campaign. Total fabrication. The events never happened, never. But a simple phone call placed to the biggest newspapers or television networks gets them wall-to-wall coverage with virtually no fact-checking whatsoever. Here is why this is relevant to you. If they can fight somebody like me, who has unlimited resources to fight back, just look at what they can do to you, your jobs, your security, your education, your health care, the violation of religious liberty, the theft of your Second Amendment, the loss of your factories, your homes, and much more. Look at what they've done to you with your jobs. It has just been learned on video that the violent protests at some of my rallies, like in Chicago, where police and others were seriously hurt, you saw that, blood pouring down their face, were caused by paid DNC and Clinton campaign operatives. This is a criminal act. Policemen were badly hurt, and so were many others. And these people should be prosecuted. But because of the rigged system, they probably won't be. Just like we found out about these paid violent protesters, it was probably the DNC and the Clinton campaign that put forward these liars with their fabricated stories. But we'll find out about their involvement at a later date through litigation, and I look so forward to doing that. The rigging of the system is designed for one reason: to keep the corrupt establishment and special interests in power at your expense, at everybody's expense. I have no special interest but you, the American voter. I didn't have to do this, believe me. There's nothing easy about it. But I had to do it. I love our country. I love the people of our country. And I felt I had to do it.